I'm Vartan Badalian, Director of Transportation with GreenBiz. Passenger vehicles, which today account for an estimated 15% of total emissions globally, are going through a once-in-a-lifetime transformation. Much of that transformation is focused on tailpipe emissions. But is that the whole story? That's why my overhyped trend is placing too much emphasis on electrifying vehicles. Electrification is critical to reducing emissions and reaching net zero. Hard stop. EVs are 5 times more efficient than internal combustion engine vehicles and of course have no tailpipe emissions, which is great since 61% of emissions come from the passenger vehicle's tailpipe. And we're seeing massive EV adoption globally. Bloomberg New Energy Finance projects EV sales will rise from 10.5 million in 2022 to almost 27 million in 2026. But reaching net zero in transport won't be possible if the sector overvalues electrification and undervalues life cycle emissions and supply chain decarbonization. That's why my underhyped trend is decarbonizing vehicle manufacturing. A 2023 report found that roughly 39% of passenger vehicle emissions come from the maintenance, vehicle manufacturing, and energy production. Today, supply chain emissions from EVs are approximately 35 to 50% higher than for internal combustion engine vehicles, largely driven by the battery pack and other materials like steel and aluminum. Even though an EV's total life cycle emissions are lower compared to an ICE vehicle, it's imperative the automotive industry focus on decarbonizing all parts of the supply chain equally and not just on the vehicle's tailpipe emissions. And thus, not taking aggressive action to reduce life cycle emissions could result in the entire industry spending its carbon budget by 2035. Luckily, the industry is rising to the challenge. Brands like Polestar have ambitious goals for producing a fully climate-neutral vehicle by 2030 without offsets. Volvo has designed its new EX30 EV to be the lowest carbon footprint car by using recycled materials. And Mercedes has announced a new goal to reduce emissions from production by 80% by 2030. Now is the time for all vehicle manufacturers to do the same and for everyone to move faster.